I don't know. Are we live
Yeah,
yet?
we
Okay,
are
we're
live.
live.
Yes, we are live.
All right.
We
So,
are live.
44.
wow, such an auspicious number, right? Episode
Yeah.
44, add up together. What? So,
Voila.
welcome to the episode 44 of the Three Marketeers Show. Today, we are coming back to the root topic where we started, right? We're going to talk about Facebook advertising, and we have a very special guest. We have Joan here, and I'll do a quick introduction about Joan later in a bit. But nonetheless, let me do a quick introduction around here. If this is the first time you see us, I'm Jason, together with my partners Manfred on the, I don't know, the yellow guy, and Andrew. Manfred is from
Good
Singapore.
evening.
Andrew is from Malaysia. Manfred, he is actually a Facebook ad specialist as well, and Andrew is actually an email conversion specialist. So yeah, you know who to talk to whenever you need help in certain topics, right? And I myself have been, live and breathe Facebook advertising for the past 11 years. So, and Joe, for your information, this guy has been dipping his toe in Facebook advertising for about more than 10 years, right, Joe?
More than 10 years. Yep.
So today you guys are in for a treat. Like immediately we have Chiwai coming up already. Chiwai, trophy for you. Yay, thumbs up. So welcome. So yeah, remember as we move along, today we are actually hitting on a very, very important topic that is really close to our heart. This is where we started. The Three Marketeers show started 44 weeks ago. Wow, that's a good count, right? The first few episodes, in fact, was really surrounding the Facebook advertising and the marketing out of it. So basically, today we're coming back. We're coming back to this topic. And if you have any questions you have regarding Facebook advertising, okay, so this is where you have a few people, including Chiwai here, right? Chiwai say Chiwai doesn't want trophy. So Chiwai probably want beer. So it doesn't matter. We find one day, right? When everything is done, then we do that together, right? So, all these are, including Chiwai, and I'm not sure whether Carl is going to join us today, right? These are awesome Facebook advertisers. You see, every time we talk about this topic, we have a lot of people coming in, and we have a lot of questions, and we love that. So let's do the grill. But before that, let me do a quick introduction. Joe runs a digital agency, all right, fundamental social media agency where he has a team that he manage clients, and they also do kind of like a full-fledged service, right? Joe, is that right?
Yep, that's correct.
Yeah. Okay, maybe give us a brief intro about your company.
Sure.
A little bit.
Sure. First of all, thank you so much for the three marketeers. And thank you so much, and congratulations on the 44 episodes. It's really been a milestone. I mean, it's literally not a milestone yet, but it's hopefully you'll get there. But
Yeah.
that's and I'm proud to be on the show because I've also followed you guys for quite some time now. And I really think that it's really awesome that you guys do this because it's really, really helping a lot of people out there. Yeah. So a little bit about myself. I'm running I'm running a digital marketing agency called Hypertech Advertising. Basically, we are running specifically on Facebook and Instagram advertising. And basically, we have been running. I've been running this company for about 2 years now, and personally, I've been in Facebook advertising for more than 10 years, and basically, I mean, it's not easy. Let me tell you that, like, having a lot of digital marketing companies out there, it's a challenge, definitely. Like, it has come to me a few times, whether or not to start my journey. Start my journey to form an agency. It is difficult, but to me, I felt that I needed to go through that challenge, and that's the reason why I started it. I have a team of 10 people behind me right now. It's not a very big team, but I really like them a lot because they are really, really hands-on in whatever they do, specifically on copywriting, designing, brainstorming, all these ideation. Everyone is just really spot on. So I'm quite happy with whatever that that's going on right now. But I'm even more excited with whatever is going to come on next, which is we are going to venture out. Me personally is going to venture out into doing Facebook advertising coaching as well. So stay tuned.
Cool.
Stay tuned for that, guys, because I would like to give back to the community for what I've studied or what I've learned for the last 10 years. And to a lot of people who is in the industry, 10 years is a lot of time to learn about a lot of things. Yeah, so really glad that for me to do that. Yep.
Awesome, awesome. So happy for the transformation. To be very frank, it's really a very interesting step. Because the moment you take that, I think you already started doing all this coaching going around, right?
Yep.
You'll see yourself able to actually help in a different level instead of putting yourself in the doing. But
Yep.
nonetheless, the doing part is also very important to build ourselves. But congratulations for the transformation, Joe.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you.
you guys ready for this? We're going to just roll, right? Remember, guys, if you have any questions regarding Facebook advertising, feel free to type in the comment section. And we're going to bring them up for Joe to answer. And not just Joe, in fact, these are all Facebook marketers or Facebook advertisers over here. So whenever we see, a bit of like an angle, we will chip in. But today, we want to let Joe to shine. So questions, all right? This is an agency owner as well as a new budding coach coming up. You want to pick his mind for whatever that is kind of like, bothering you right now.
Yeah.
So I think we can just roll because we have a series of questions over here, but I'm not sure whether we are able to finish the questions. Maybe we start with the first one.
We have questions already. Okay.
We actually have a few, but
Okay.
let's start with the first one. You see, like,
Yeah.
let's say, for example, for a person who is starting to, let's say they want to go to Facebook to build a lead gen campaign, meaning that they want to start getting these phone numbers and email addresses for people to come in, so that they can do nurturing. Because not every business would actually be like an e-commerce thing where we will actually look at the questions later. But for lead gen specifically, Joe, what would be your advice for new Facebook advertisers when they want to come to Facebook and Instagram to do lead gen activities via ads?
Yep. To start off this question, I think the most important thing is to understand that lead generation is just it's just a term, an objective when it comes to Facebook advertising. For those who have done Facebook advertising, they will know that there are several campaign objectives that you can choose in Facebook advertising. And lead generation by itself is one campaign. But I think a lot of people don't realize that there are more than one ways to collect leads. So my advice is know what you want to do for the very first place. So if you are doing a lead generation campaign, you have to know, first of all, if you are doing Facebook advertising, which campaign objective will be the best to select before you actually do your lead generation. Most of my clients are in the real estate industry, and of course, lead generation itself has been the most popular, the most common campaign objective that they use. And basically, there's nothing wrong with it. It has its pros, it has its cons. But personally, what we are doing right now is basically using message as a campaign objective. Because I'm going to be a bit more technical here, because that I want to just want to explain out there that lead generation is something that people really misunderstood. That if they use a certain technique or campaign or campaign objective which doesn't work, then they give up because they end up the leads being not of quality and not suitable for them. So what I'm trying to say is there's more than one way to collect leads. And personally, I've tried almost all of the ways. You have your lead generation, you have your message. You can do a traffic campaign that goes to a landing page and collect leads as well. So there are many, many ways you can collect leads. So the most notable thing that I would say for this particular question is to understand what these objectives are and test it out. Use all of them. That's when you know which one suits you and which are the results that you're getting. Which are the results you're getting? Yeah, Manfred.
Yeah, so sorry to interrupt. So you are saying that lead gen, conversion, message, three different campaigns, just test it out.
Yes,
Is that what?
correct.
Oh, I see.
Yes, correct. Because again, when you choose these three different campaign objectives, you're buying into three different you're targeting to
Algorithms.
three different algorithms, three different bunch of audiences. And let me tell you that it's always worth it to try them out because you will never know what the results you will get. Because I've gone through a lot of my a lot of my clients who have told me that they have used this, but it doesn't work. But what I can see commonly with all my clients is that they only use one type of lead generation campaign, which is something that is very sad, because literally the word lead generation there is on the campaign objective. So it gives a misconception that this is the only campaign that you can use to generate leads, which is not true. So there are other ways you can do to collect leads. So this is actually something that is very important for people to note. Yeah.
Yeah,
some property agent don't have website, so they don't choose the conversion campaign.
Yeah, of course.
But of course,
Yeah.
they still can choose lead gen and message.
Yes,
But
they
message
can do
is
the message. Yeah.
message is a little bit more tricky.
Yeah,
Message is a little
but
bit more
because
tricky.
because message now there is a lead generation mechanism on message itself. And also, if not many people know this out there, that you can also use things like instant experience to actually create your own mini landing page within Facebook leads. So there's many ways. Like, the thing is, you can do a lot of things, right? I'm not going to go very technical into what's the best way to do a lead generation campaign, but more on the holistic view of, don't stop at one type of lead generation. There's many ways to get leads. Yeah.
John,
awesome.
wouldn't it be before you decide which so-called modules that you use for Facebook to do the lead gen, you then have to go back and look at what is your internal or current process of following with the leads. Then only you decide which modularity that you use for
Of course.
Facebook to do that.
Of course. This is assuming that I'm going into answering this particular question of lead generation. But before you do a lead generation, definitely the whole funnel, the framework has to be done. Like, what do you want to do while getting the leads? Because getting the leads is in the middle of your mid funnel already. Honestly speaking,
Right.
you're there already. So before you actually like, for example, if you want to collect a certain information like your phone number and all that, then you gotta have to know what you're gonna talk, what you're gonna tell them, how are you gonna follow up with them. So these are the things, of course, that people will need. Advertisers will need to know, or anyone who is going to follow up on the leads. Yeah. So definitely, Andrew, they must have a plan, and also, basically, before they even start a lead generation, think about everything from the start to even after getting the leads. What happens after that? And some leads drop off. What happens if they drop off? Must have you do have a backup plan after.
Yep. Okay.
Awesome. Thanks for the insights, Joe. Basically, I think I totally agree with Joe. First thing first, there are many ways to do lead gen. So you have to understand what are the other ways, instead of keep on banging on lead gen and it stopped working, and the price coming up and you cry and all that, right? So there are many ways, and different audience will have different behavior as well. I think this is something that we also agree, because sometimes when you do lead gen to a certain group of people, they may not respond, but you just have to play around with the mix of it. And of course, Andrew brought it up very timely, which is you gotta have a process of nurturing your leads, because people don't just come in and give you a phone number and immediately they say, oh, I got to buy it from this guy, right? So you got to work on a process.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, that's a very good one. And immediately we have a question from the audience itself now. Let's bring it up.
That's good.
Okay, I hope I pronounced your name correctly, Xiafang. I think this is probably
Sure.
Joan's friend. So how to do high quality ads for Facebook giveaway campaign? I think this is a very interesting one, meaning that Facebook giveaway, right? So facing issue with Facebook ads, high reach but no comments, low quality delivery. What is the best solution for ad setting then? All right, that's a very technical one. Joe, you're up.
First of all, hi Xia. She's
Your
my friend
friend,
actually. Yeah. Yeah. So
That's what friends are for.
Yeah. Okay. Xia, she's basically doing the ads herself as well. So and basically she did come to me with this particular problem the other day. And actually I did tell her the solution, but I'll probably just repeat it right now. So high quality FB giveaway campaign. So we all know that Facebook has upped its game in terms of content. And in fact, in terms of the algorithm, we all know that Facebook prioritizes content nowadays. They prioritizes how how quality the content is. And Facebook giveaway are actually something that sort of discourages Facebook to really basically prioritize it. It is actually a sad thing because there's nothing wrong with doing a giveaway, but in its own Facebook policy or Facebook sort of its own algorithm, giveaway campaigns are basically there to attract engagements, but Facebook doesn't want that kind of way to easily get engagements. It's like it's like a free way of doing it. So Facebook wants to keep getting people to work harder to create its content to get genuine engagements. So I understand that a lot of people out there, they are, when they do a FB giveaway, okay, this, like I said, this representation is not for everyone. There are some times where Facebook might give you a low quality in your campaign. When you do a campaign objective, when you do a campaign, there might be a possibility at your ads level they'll give you a low quality sign. So when they give you that, automatically you will know that Facebook has already choose this particular campaign as something where it is not what they are encouraging you to do. So a low quality campaign means that they will not show your ad to the maximum people that you will be reaching. So if your potential reach is, let's say, 1 million, they're probably just going to reach it one third of the audience. So to counter this issue, I would say the problem is within the ad itself. So try to talk about if you want to do a giveaway, make sure it is some sort of a quality giveaway, not just something about basically not just something about like our Facebook page, share our Facebook page, and basically we give you this free giveaway. Try to talk about more valuable content. So what I mean by valuable content is maybe something that can offer to the audience out there, basically like it's like a certain knowledge, something valuable, not just a free giveaway. You can have your free giveaway probably at the end of your offer or the end of your particular whatever that you're talking about. So don't just don't just immediately jump into doing a giveaway just like that. It has to be some sort of a quality content. That's why there's such thing called a low quality in terms of when Facebook, when Facebook decides to give you a low quality, that is exactly what it means. It means literally your ad is at a very low quality point. So it is telling you to up the content, the quality of the content. Facebook giveaway is actually not really it's not Facebook giveaway, it's giveaway in general. Anything that has to do with giveaway campaigns. It's not to say it's wrong in any sense. It's just that you need to put more effort into the content. That's it. Yeah.
So basically, you're saying that Facebook deemed this giveaway as being a clickbaity kind of post.
Low quality
Yes,
content.
low quality content. Yes, yes. Because I think a lot of people don't understand that low quality when if they don't check. You see, a lot of people check their ad sets, but a lot of people don't check their ads. you have to
That's
check
true.
your ads also. That is actually
That's true.
I find that to be very very like a very common also, because everybody always look at the ad set, right? Whether it's learning limited, whether it's active or whatever, but nobody checks the ad. And at your ad level, there's also a error there that says low quality, which is when it's low quality, immediately change your ad because it's not going to go anywhere.
I see.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Can I add on something?
Yes,
Sure.
please.
Yeah, I think I repeated myself many times on this one because she mentioned about ad. So let's talk about ad itself. So the CTR or is it above 2 or 3%? Okay. And the link CTR, is it not above 1%? That's one way to indicate whether the people are responding to ad itself. And normally for me, if possible, can do 30 combination of ads or different ads in one ad set. Test it out. Because honestly, I think Jason also agree with me. You and I think this ad confirm can work one. Every time fail one. So must be some other ads. Because what we prefer may not be your audience preference. Yeah, so have to test it out. This kind of thing. So this is just a rough without seeing your ads manager. How we will handle the
I totally agree. Thanks for adding that, Manfred. So check the metrics. because Facebook ads gets a bit technical when you're actually coming to deciding and all that. But of course, I think, Shah, you probably know that you can engage Joe, or you can actually, get Joe to coach you, right, in many ways. So yeah, anyone who needs help in terms of Facebook advertising, well, you guys can choose to talk to either one of us. But of course, Joe has his own very unique experience. If that works for you, then you probably can actually reach out to Joe. Joe, how can we reach out to you? Maybe later you want to come in and comment in one of the, in this show on the Facebook page, right? So that we are able to, so we are able to just come over and find you. But yeah, guys, here's how it works, right? So thanks for the question, Shia. Now, we have Arman here. Arman joined us last week, but Arman has a question. I'm not sure whether this is okay, so this is from Arman. How many different templates is good for each campaign? So, okay, fill me in, Arman. I'm assuming that you're listening this live. What do you mean templates? Do you mean ad itself?
3 ad set, right?
Ad set is audience. What I understand as templates. Creatives. Is that what you mean? Okay, it takes 5 seconds for Arman to hear this and respond back to us. But nonetheless,
2, 3, 4,
5
ad
sets.
Okay.
Ad sets. Ads. You mean the creative,
creative,
or the audience targeting? We got to be very specific. The advertisement itself, the copywriting and the design, or the audience targeting.
I think he's referring to the audience targeting. Audience, I thought for one
target market, multiple ads. Kind of get
multiple ads. So it's creative.
Creative in that sense, right, Arman? Now, okay, so similar audience. Then ad sets then.
So say example, you want to target in Singapore. Maybe you want to sell toys.
Arman, you're in affiliate marketing, isn't it? If I'm not going to recall from last week.
I actually can't. Yeah, but anyway, creative sets. Okay, creative sets. Creative sets. Ads. That's
creative. Okay.
So what is the tip?
Yeah. True. Arman, is it? So I'm assuming that if let's say you're talking about split testing for ad creatives, 3 is definitely enough. And basically, when we talk about split testing, certain things, whether it is your ad set level or your ad level, be very, very sure that number one, I think you should look at your budget, because if you have enough budget, then you probably should continue on to do split testing for your creatives. Otherwise, I don't know how much budget that you'll probably be putting in, because having many ad sets or ad set levels, right, or ad levels, basically means that your budget is being diluted out there. So don't be too basically, if you're going to have a very low budget, or you're going to start with a low budget, maybe you can start off with two templates, or in your own words, 2 templates, or two ad sets, or 2 ad levels, or and start from there and start changing from there. Because honestly speaking, you don't have to use, I'm assuming that if you're going to split all this, it's going to be simultaneously, but you can also basically run each particular campaign for about 2 to 3 days, or even longer, before you make a decision to replace it with another ad level. You can also do that as well, because if you're going to do split testing, there's a few things that you need to take notice, which is the time. Because the lower your budget, or the budget, if your budget is small, you're going to have to take at least longer time for you to decide whether or not which is the winning ad set, right? So I rather you make a self conclusion on which you want to try first, then go ahead with replacing it after maybe 3 to 4 days. However, if you do have a very big budget to play around with, then by all means go ahead. Because the bigger budget you have, split testing is basically your heaven. It's your ultimate strategy, because that's the best strategy you can do. Yeah.
But I think our audience is maybe not sophisticated enough to do split testing. I assume from his question is, example, if I'm a new Facebook advertiser, how many ad sets should I test? Or within one ad set, how many ads should I have? At least. So and maybe one more question is, at least how much daily budget for one ad set? Maybe that's
So actually, I mean, like I said, there's no determining factor on how much budget you should use. But just be mindful that there's a lot of things that you need to consider, which is like maybe the matrix of, let's say, cost per result. If your cost per result, for example, if today your cost per result is 20 ringgit, right? And you're spending 20 ringgit a day. So you know that maybe you probably can get one inquiry a day, right? But that is if you're testing one campaign. But if you split it to two, which means one ad set will need to spend 10 ringgit, and this is assuming if you're using ABO, right? So let's say if both of the campaigns are using 10 ringgit, 10 ringgit, so you, instead of having one day, might be having that one day to get lead, maybe you have to wait 2 days to get one lead, which is, that's the difference, so be mindful of that. And they need, I mean, as someone who wants to do a split testing, timing is always something to look at, and your budget is also something that you should look at, because again, I've seen many people do a lot of split testing and then give up right after. Actually, it is not whatever they're doing is correct. They just need to be a bit more patient and optimize after 2 to 3 days. Start closing up some sets, start reopening some, start replacing some. So there are a lot of things that you need to consider doing split testing.
Awesome. Thanks for the insights. Well, basically, there's no right or wrong, and since we do not know what is the current situation that you're facing right now, but I would probably give a bit of suggestion over here, right? If you don't have a big budget, when I say big budget, meaning that you're not spending more than like $10 to $20 a day. I mean, what I mean here is US dollars. Try to keep your number of assets minimal. I will always prefer to go one, because it takes a bit of time, like what Joe mentioned, for Facebook to learn how your audience will react to the advertisement. And when it comes to ads, I would recommend, I mean, agree, disagree, right? Unless you're doing meaningful split testing, even do split tests, I will always encourage to test 2 sets at a time. The moment you have 3, then, it's kind of like you have more determining factors to look into. But that's my take, okay? Doesn't mean that it's kind of be like right or wrong. But nonetheless, if you guys need help, you guys can talk to Joe, right? All right?
Sorry, just one more thing.
Yes.
No
worries.
I did education online Facebook ads before. So I'm just a reminder. I'm not sure whether you're in the same industry as mine. For if you're targeting parents for education online and you're targeting students for education online, it's 2 different audience. Don't ever use the same ad on two different audience. It works differently. Even within the students itself, there's also even another 2 types. One is people who want to pass their exam, and people who want to score. So it's 2 different copy also. So just don't be lazy lah. Just basically you must segment your audience correctly.
But Aman actually further, provided more info about this thing. So, okay, 50 ringgit a day, each ad set, which is about 50 each, okay?
So
times 3 days for split testing. Okay, let me actually, probably I would actually say this. When you have 3 ad sets running, it's not split test. You're actually testing 3 different combinations. And one thing you cannot guarantee, my friend, is the audience overlap.
Yep.
So if you are targeting very similar audience with these 3 ad sets, you might be burning yourself. I mean,
competing against each other.
Yes, very much.
But if your audience overlap is less than 20%, I think still reasonable lah. Sometimes we'll have a bit overlap. Can't avoid lah.
Yeah, so that's my take. I think everybody will agree.
Yep.
Okay, in that case, then we move on this. Thanks for the question, Aman. And wow, not too bad. And wow, okay, we have completed our first question. Not too bad. Let's go to the next one. So just now we were talking about lead generation, which is one of a very big so-called part of Facebook advertising for a lot of industries, especially those who are in education, like what Arman is in, lead generation for property and all that. But another rising one is definitely e-commerce. So when it comes to running ads for e-commerce, we will have a different set of things to look into. So what would be your advice for those who just want to get started, Joe? And if they want to like really, I want to really come in and drive traffic to my store.
Okay, is it Shopify as a default one platform that you should pick to do?
Maybe we just go by. I think more people are actually selling on, let's say,
Marketplace.
We talk about marketplace and we talk about self-hosted website.
Oh, okay.
I mean, your own website. See which one. What would be your advice for both?
If I want to start, then what's your advice?
I think first of all, if anyone out there wants to really work on your e-commerce, go and visit Jason Gunn's Shopify class because I've personally actually joined that class, and it's really no, I'm not even joking here. It's really powerful.
And this is
And,
not paid advertisement.
this is not paid
I
advertisement.
didn't know that he's going to talk about that.
Uh,
I didn't know that. I didn't
This
know
is not
that.
paid advertisement because this is really valuable to you. Because I would want. I mean, honestly speaking, when I did this is a true story. When I did Facebook advertising, I never really dive into e-commerce as per se, because so happened a lot of my clients are non-e-commerce, and at that time e-commerce doesn't really seem to be uh, that important at the moment. It was all about lead generation. But e-commerce was just something that is building up, and nobody knew that this wonderful virus start to come in. Everything starts to just shift into e-commerce, and that's where everybody just realizes e-commerce being the currently, I would say, the number one driving industry now for a lot of people. So what I understand is, if for a person who starts in e-commerce, I think you should understand, you should know your product placement. Whereas the most important thing is your product placement. And normally, if you do have your own budget, or your own basically, if you're thinking of going long term, doing a self website is always something that you should basically invest on, because there's pros and cons being on a marketplace, and also being hosting your own website. And to me, I feel that if you do not have the capacity to host, because hosting your website is a lot of work. I mean, I can tell you that it's not easy. Okay, I don't have. I mean, I have my company website, but it's not an e-commerce website. But I've spoken to a lot of e-commerce owners, and they said that it's not easy. The amount of money that you got to spend, that's the very first thing, and the amount of time you got to sort of make it more, make the website lively, and accessible. And of course, nowadays e-commerce, what do people want? People want accessibility, easy accessibility, convenience, and also everything must be fast, everything must be everything must be fast. So to do all that, you have to look into so many things, like what are the website hosts, all these domains, is it fast? And then once that transfers into mobile, what happens then? So all this takes time. And what I'm trying to say is, you have to have a plan before you start e-commerce. And if you don't, then you will probably get stuck, and then you'll probably just drag your entire business later on to probably probably a delay. So I would suggest to go on marketplace first, honestly, like Shopify and all that, because Shopify has everything, right? It's there. It's a platform for you. And there's also other platforms like Site Giant and all that, to also you can also use out there. So again, to me, marketplace would be something to start off for people who wants to start in e-commerce. And you don't have to worry about a lot of things like payment gateway and delivery and so many things, because all these are all available on Shopify. And yes, they do take Shopee. Sorry, not
Yeah.
Shopify.
Shopify is for
Shopee,
DTC.
yeah. So Shopee. So basically there's that's what you want, actually, because like I said, unless you do have a big plan for the long term, and you have the budget to do so, then yes, go ahead and do it. But to be honest, I've spoken to a lot of people, and very rarely that they have this starting capacity to do it. So for my suggestion, go on Shopee, go on to all these marketplace, explore them, explore it. There's no harm done. Honestly, I would say that it's really a smaller investment, compared to having your own self web store. And basically, I think in terms of the hardship, and the I would say, like the amount of work is really lesser if you're on
Yeah.
marketplace. Yeah, so you can
Absolutely.
concentrate. Yeah, and you can concentrate more on doing things like your Facebook advertising. You know, you don't have to focus so much on your logistics, on creating the thing, and then you got no time for marketing. Money for marketing also after that. So what's the
Yep.
point? So
Yep.
that's my
I think
my
they
suggestion here.
need to know whether they got a stomach to eat this in the first place.
Yeah,
So have to try
definitely.
out first.
Yeah,
Tiptoe, put one leg and try first, see whether is it deep enough for you.
yeah.
Use the marketplace to validate your ideas and validate the products, whether the market accept it first before you do the DTC or running your own store. Because running your own store has operations, logistics, marketing, and HR. Because customer support.
Couple of support also.
Yeah. So you have four elements to worry about. So when you handle with four elements, running ads is a list of your problem. So yeah, makes sense to go with marketplace until you build yourself up and you know that there's money in whatever products that you are selling.
Okay, I mean that's a very good one. Well, basically we have another question from Richard. Richard, I haven't seen you for a while. What's up, man?
Hey, Richard. How are you,
So
man?
Richard has a very interesting question. I think this we will all chip in. This is a very
All right.
interesting question. Which is like, okay, thoughts on cash on delivery, meaning that cash on delivery, like COD. Oh, wow. I don't know, man. I mean, who want to start first?
Let me start first, lah, because I think I have the least feedback for this, because let me just sort of give my feedback based on the experience that I have for all
By
these
all means.
all my e-commerce clients, and not
Right.
just e-commerce clients, because we do help them. We do help some of our clients to actually do a bit of sales as well. So we do talk to their customers. So we know, we know what are these people, well, what are their feedbacks. And of course, a lot of people out there, we realize that COD is something that really affects people's buying pattern as well, because people prefer COD a lot, for sure lah. Actually, that you give me that surprising face, Jason, but honestly speaking, I've spoke to a few people out there, and the first thing they'll be asking is this COD, and honestly, I mean, we always go back to the client and say, hey, can then client say, of course cannot lah, we need to receive payment first, right? Then okay.
Yeah.
So basically, of course, there is going to be pros and cons, which I'll leave it to three of you to explain what's the pros and cons. But this is just feedback that, of course, if COD was implemented more, I think the conversion could be higher. Maybe. Yes.
I actually agree to a certain extent.
Yeah.
But
From the
it depends
consumer
on
side, makes sense for them.
Yeah.
Okay.
But if I'm a consumer, right, I don't want. I don't want. I just went through I actually went through quite a number of buying experience, right? One of the buying experience that I hated the most is when they don't have a payment gateway.
Mhm.
I hate it when they don't have a payment gateway that I need to do whatever payment. And I also don't like it when you say that COD is implemented. I would never choose COD. I think this is actually me speaking from a consumer perspective.
You're the odd one out, lah.
I don't want. Maybe it's just me. That's why I gave you the funny face, right? Because because for the longest time, right, that's what I've been actually helping a lot of my clients to actually to move away from.
From COD, from cash.
Yeah, we are actually trying to move away from COD, because the moment you go COD, I mean, yes, we realize that now more and more courier services are actually providing this COD and all this kind of thing, but you also realize that the fee is different.
Cash handling.
And altogether you have a lot more risks and all these kind of things. So I mean, we have been helping quite a number of so-called my coaches and my students to actually move away from that, and it's all about education now. So in my opinion, somehow or rather, if we bring back COD, right, like Chiwai says COD rocks. I mean, come on, Chiwai, when was the last time you bought something with COD pattern? Probably none, right?
Maybe Chiwai buys house or cars in cash, so
maybe lah. So no, just kidding. Because to me, I think as the consumer behavior evolution moves, right, I don't think this will be a biggest challenge. But of course, there will be different audience, different target group, and we will have a different scenario looking at that now. But
just curious. The reason why people want COD is what? Because they want to have the ability to reject the product when they receive it, and without the hassle of changing back payment.
Yeah, I think it's more towards the fact that if anything happens to the product,
Right.
their money is not at risk yet, right?
So
Because
here's Chiwai. Chiwai was
Yeah.
actually bringing it up also, right? Collectible. This guy has a full rack of
I
like
see.
the Iron Man.
Oh
shit,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
First time come up, have to show off, that kind of thing. Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Can't
Okay.
you return? Oh, because the hassle of returning is an issue, is it? You got to repackage and then you drop it off somewhere. Is that the case?
But doesn't mean that when you come COD, sorry Joe,
no
sorry.
problem, no problem.
I was just saying that doesn't mean that when you come COD, right? Since this is a very interesting topic that Richard brought up, and Chiwai got so excited about it, right? So let's drill a little bit.
Yeah.
When COD means you are able to open it up and see, oh, okay, touch, then only you pay money. Wow, that's kind of like, I don't know. I mean,
Is that the case?
interesting.
Yeah.
Is that the case?
That's most buyer actually will wanted that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But can I add something? For a seller, COD I really don't like. In Singapore, COD for small items, very cheap item, say 12 o'clock at the MRT station, no show. Fly cut many times. All the time, in fact. So for seller, COD.
Yeah, Richard was saying normal COD policy can't open before pay. Then it doesn't make sense, right? Why do COD then?
Yeah, what's the point?
Yeah, I think what TY mean of COD is really meeting the person do COD. That one is not courier service. That one is not really the
one-to-one
COD.
sales already.
That one is one-to-one sale. It's not
Right.
the company. But I think Richard here is meaning about the yeah. But Richard, you have this very interesting jargon here. What is RTS? What?
Return to
RTS?
seller.
Return to
Yeah, I think
seller.
so.
Is that what you mean?
Is that it?
Okay. So
Let's give you a minute to.
just give me like a few seconds to do that.
Yeah.
So what would the thought in keeping RTS to below 5%? You're asking non-e-commerce sellers here, bro. Let's see.
Yep.
Let's see. Huh? Return to sender. Yes. You're saying
Okay,
return to sender.
Okay.
Let me bring some e-commerce
Returns.
experts to the discussion one day. I think it's probably time for us to either bring back Jamie. Jamie just expanded her company. She started to have boxes and all that already. Maybe we
Wow, that's
bring
cool.
her in one day. Damn pro, I tell you. We are not e-commerce sellers, Richard. Wrong question. We are supposed to talk about Facebook ads over here, but thanks.
We will take note of that and then we will check with Jamie.
Let me
and
bring
we'll invite
Jamie
her.
in next round.
Yeah.
But to be frank, I think that's a very interesting.
Carl is another one.
I mean, Carl
But
is
F&B,
maybe
no,
not.
F&B.
But Carl can
F&B.
be. But Carl, how can you do return to sender?
Package. I don't know.
I mean, that one cannot return already, but that one you buy already, deliver already. Because it's sealed package, right?
Yeah, it's still
Good,
package.
it's
Then you
good
open up,
items.
no good. Then you return, what the hell? I think they'll rather return you money in that case. I don't know.
That's true.
But
That's true.
thanks for bringing this up, Richard. Nice
Okay.
discussion.
We will take note
Richard
of
was saying you've been hiding from the world. What? Meditate to find ad strategy. Yes, meditate.
Okay, that's something new. Yeah, go ahead, man.
I didn't know meditation can help.
I don't know God is a marketer or not, but anyway, try.
Okay. Like Chiwa was saying, Carl cannot, right? Eat already in the tummy, right? That's right.
Yeah.
So,
That's true.
okay. Now, actually, Richard has a bit of kind of more information. Some segments sell well only with COD. They can cash reach but don't trust online payment. Have you tested it?
Right.
Have you tested this? Is this based on statistic or data or whatnot?
I think this is also quite true for me as well because the
is it?
mindset. Yes, the mindset because we were requested to target rural areas, and of course, when we talk to them, they do tell us that they prefer COD, and some of them haven't even heard of online payment also. So it's actually not surprising. And this is all mindsets, because these people they are away from the digital world. I mean, even up to today, this era, there are some people that still prefer the old traditional way of receiving and paying, basically COD lah.
Right.
Yeah. So I mean, the whole question here is it worth it to basically open up the possibilities of having COD as an option for most e-commerce businesses?
I think
just
Richard. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
I think I agree.
Yep.
There is a market for this, of course.
Yeah, I agree. But to a certain extent, I think it also falls back to how do you operate this thing. Like, for example, right? if you talk about COD on all these specific states, I have a client who's really big in this. I mean, used to have a client. I mean, it was really big in this, and they are selling on Shopee. No issue on COD. Never somebody asked about COD. Because
I think if you're
probably
buying on
because of the
Shopee, then it's not an
platform.
issue.
Yes, when people buy on Shopee, they're okay. That's why if
they're
you are,
really
I mean, just work around, just thinking out loud, right? When you're actually selling to these kind of like maybe specific region or specific races and all that, I would say Shopee will take away a lot of the headaches.
Yeah.
Because they are already comfortable with that.
No, I mean,
That's
end
it.
of the day, I think it's a seller's choice. If you there's the market you serve and they want COD and you want to serve this market, then you have to do the COD. I think that's pretty obvious.
Yeah, that's interesting because Richard was saying try himself, Terengganu, Kelantan, seller only do COD.
Yeah.
I think different cases, but Manfred, what's that?
Yeah, I just want to add in Singapore case, Singapore Facebook Marketplace, everything COD. The maids COD, foreign workers COD. They don't have the kind of payment in Singapore.
Right,
So
right.
they do really, and even real estates also, real estate don't really COD, but they put the advertisement down
Say
there.
how to COD.
I say advertisement down there.
Carry to the LRT station for you like that.
So the marketplace is
the house model.
It's a because Facebook Marketplace is there's no payment so everything COD. So it's a hotbed for a lot of mates. But for Singapore case, I think they like to use Singtel Dash. Singtel Dash as in one of
Singapore
payment.
case, okay.
Yeah. So it's
But
COD
interesting
hot-
discussion.
Yeah.
No,
I mean-
discussion.
Is the market you serve, like the market you serve, majority want COD or whatever payment, then you have to adhere to it. That's
We have new
serving
friend here. Yeah, I mean we have
Hong
Lo
Pin.
Hong Pin. I mean, is that anyone's friend? But
why-
so one with COD to sender. I mean, return to sender. Maybe clothing would have this, and then he further just put in something like if there is a COD, maybe have them come over to office warehouse. That is considerable.
Oh.
E-commerce name suggests it's already online. That's why I agree. That's why when I do e-commerce, probably Richard has certain scenario that we don't understand. I mean, I'm not trying to rule out the possibility, but the moment we go e-commerce, right, it's no point, just my personal opinion, going back to COD. That's why I mentioned just now, we have been helping a lot of coaches and students to move away from that, and we did it successfully, but maybe it's the market you serve. Okay, so I would agree with Lo, but Manfred, what's up?
Sorry, I just to add for this Mr. Low, you mentioned come over to our office and warehouse. I also do one more thing. You come over to my block. You reach already, you message me or call me, then I go down. You fly kite, never mind, 12 o'clock, become 3 o'clock, I still at home park again, wait for you. It's 6 o'clock, never mind, I still can wait for you. Tomorrow
So you
also
don't
can.
play with Manfred, whoever who's selling
play.
e-commerce. The moment you look at Manfred sheet, block.
Block.
Yeah,
Go
red
ask
flag.
me to go ask me to MRT station, wait for you, I tell you.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. So cool, man. Like
You can keep him as a friend. Don't buy things from him. So.
You talk Ken already. Don't buy things. But Christopher has a very interesting thing. So the most basic and best way to reduce is to ensure product quality above expected. Wow, check that out, man. Less than 1%.
So RTS is a proper e-commerce term, is it? It's not called returns.
Return to sender.
Refunds.
Return to sender.
Return to sender.
Return to sender.
Okay.
Yeah, return
Because
to
in
sender.
the info world, we call it refunds.
Yeah. I
So
mean,
it's RTS. Okay, good. I learned something.
yeah.
Return to
I mean,
sender.
these are all good learning, right? So cool, man. I mean, basically, this is actually, Christopher, congratulations. I love that. They say
1,000 pass. Not bad.
just over deliver, right? Meaning that the moment you're supposed to give crocodile skin, you give a high quality crocodile skin, something like that.
Big skin.
I mean, thanks for chipping in, Christopher. I haven't seen you for a while as well, right?
Yeah,
Hope
man.
everything's good. All right.
Yeah.
And Chiwai would say like to humble request 3 marketers to invite Lo. He's the coffee KOL. Lo, since Chiwai mentioned, would you mind to drop me a personal message on my Facebook page so that we can connect? Since Chiwai vouched for you, right? We would like to have you on the show as well. Okay?
Especially coffee. That sounds interesting now.
Yeah, man. Wow. Coffee KOL. That sounds very good. All right. So
Right.
please, let's connect. Okay.
Okay.
We'll bring you
Chiwai
to the
help
show
out?
one day. Yeah, Chiwai, help out. Let's do all this pulling. Thank you. Yep. And wow, third question. Let's go to
All
the
right.
No, this second question only. This
This is the second one.
Yeah, that's why I say, the moment we talk about this topic, right, it's really fun because everybody will be coming in, right? That's cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks for
I
coming
think
in.
I think we will probably just wrap up with another 1 or 2 questions, but I think this one is very good. You see, just
okay.
for a quick shout out, right, guys? Manfred is the one who crafted all these questions. So now you know that who is the guy who is like always come up with like these awesome questions that is always
Yes.
damn good in guiding discussion, right? So
Yes. It has always been Manfred
No,
since day one.
we
episode
need to
one.
ask tough questions to make the show interesting.
Yeah.
So if you
Tekan
feel
our
tough,
guest.
Yeah.
if as a guest you feel tough, right? It's Manfred's
Yeah.
fault. Okay, but if you feel that it sparks conversation, that's because he did a
That's
good job.
also him.
Either way, all him.
That's also him.
Okay,
Yes.
all him. Now, back to this question. I think this is a very important one because just now I think Joe also mentioned about the post quality and all that. But when it comes to organic posts and paid ads, what would be the balance of this role? What do you think? Do you think as when you're running ads, you should? I mean, I'm not sure whether this is the angle of it. Manfred, you help fill me in. When you run ads, you can actually go slow on the posting, or you should still equally post. What is the importance of both things affecting each other?
What's their role in advertising? Yeah, because some people still do organic.
Yeah, definitely. I think we all know that both organic and paid ads organic posts and paid ads are equally important. And I think, of course, the very one big example of why I feel that organic posts, because nowadays we all know that doing organic posts and getting organic engagements and even reach is something of a challenge, because nowadays, based on Facebook's algorithm, it really depends on, again, I have to emphasize the quality of your posting. And I actually had the privilege to talk to the founder of if you all know Andrew or Jason, KL Foodie, the viral page. Manfred, if you don't know, KL Foodie is actually a page where
carefully. Okay.
yeah, carefully. Yeah, they talk about food and everything. Yes, and they have over 1 million, and these are organic followers. So I actually asked them, like, how did it all start? Like, you guys didn't even do a single paid ad, and you guys have generated 1 million organic followers. And every time, and you know that this is organic because every time they post something without even needing to even run ads, they have so much engagements, and all these are pure. So basically, organic post is something that it has to be done, but I would say that it has to be thought of more instead of as compared to paid ads. Paid ads, for a fact that how lousy the ad is all about money. If you pay, it will go up, right? Whether or not people engage, people inquire, that will be a different story, right? It really depends on your ad already. But if you pay money, the reach will be there. The engagements, you will be there as well. But for organic posts, if your organic post is something that is not attractive and is something that is not thought of, then you will most likely not get any engagement at all, and even a very minimal reach. So this is what I feel where in terms of Facebook algorithm, where it stands in terms of organic and paid. So the roles I would see here is that for because we do Facebook management for clients as well, we do advise them, apart from doing paid ads, please allocate some postings for organic as well, because you want to keep the page active. You want to keep the page, making sure that the page is has some sort of post that basically gets the page updated in some way. Because when you do an ad, all right, very rarely that people will always think that, oh, they're only looking at the post, and they will only engage the post. Would they jump into the page as well? We cannot of course we cannot say that they won't, because definitely if those people who wants to buy a certain product, they want to know more about the background of the seller or the company, they will probably go to the page. And if they go to the page and see that your page is empty, no organic posts, it's just, it's probably just a series of your paid ads, and there's no flow in your postings, then you will probably lose them, because they would say that, oh, I don't have enough information about this particular product, therefore I will not buy the product. So it has to have a balance of both, in terms of having paid ads, knowingly that having paid ads, it will drive engagements and reach to the post, but you have to also know that it will also drive engagement to the page. And once that happens, what is your next step? what kind of post. This is where your organic post takes over. This is where the organic post, your organic postings takes over to basically lure them in and basically get them to finally purchase your product. So this is my take on organic versus paid ads.
So I summarize a bit. So your
Yep.
stand is actually pay ads first and followed by organic posts.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay,
I mean, in a way, yes. That's how you can look at it. Yeah.
okay, so I'll be the devil advocate.
Yeah.
If you cannot crack it in organic posts,
Yeah.
what makes you think that running paid ads will actually get the kind of engagement?
Because to me, if you run a paid ad, right, you are forcing the ad to go out there, right?
Yes.
Paid ad has always
You get
been
more
free
eyeballs.
ad.
You pay for
Yeah,
eyeballs.
you pay for eyeballs.
Right.
And to me, I would say that, like I said, I'm not saying that paid ads are better than organic posts.
Right.
I'm saying that you have to, when it comes to organic posts, for you to get that, because okay, why do you do organic posts? Because sometimes you don't believe in paid ads. Sometimes you just want to post it out there and let people to come and organically engage, right?
Yeah.
But why would people engage it if your if your particular post is not something that is worth engaging, right? So my take here is that when it comes to organic posts, it has to be thought more. It has to be, you have to think about what are your call to actions, and basically in terms of an organic way of doing it, if one person share this out to someone, it will create a chain effect eventually. So think about, if that one person share, can it be turned into a chain effect? Can it be viral or not? So that is a very important thing when it comes to thinking about organic posts. Not and as for paid ads, you don't have to think that hard. Like, I'm not saying that you don't have to think at all, but you don't have to think that hard because you know that you're pushing this out there as an ad, as ads lah. Yeah.
So the ads is for you to get a cold audience. The organic post is for you to nurture this audience if they come to your site.
Correct.
Okay.
Understand.
All right.
That's actually a
That's
fantastic way to
that's how
put
it works.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Awesome. Now, Richard was asking, and define attractive.
Okay.
Sweet ball is attractive already. Wow.
That's for Manfred.
That's for Manfred.
Immediately reveal his dark side. What the hell, this guy? Something wrong. No, like,
We still don't know which version of Manfred shows
no,
up
we have
for
no
everything.
clue, man. He actually reveals so
I
many
have no
versions of
idea.
himself. Sometimes he went this and that, So yeah, you probably have to watch certain episodes where he turned very interesting. Which one? You guys go find out.
So far, there's 44 versions of Manfred that we know now.
What, that many, yeah? That many, yeah? Okay. Now, I think definitely it comes back to different industry. We have different way of doing this. But anyway, I don't think we are going over this because, to be frank,
So
it's
define
very
attractive
subjective.
as in content?
I think it will
Maybe.
be content lah. It's definitely content. Like I said, you want something that people will definitely. To be honest, when I look at like what KL Foodie does, like what the founder of KL Foodie, what he told me was that every day he has to think about content that confirm people will share one.
Right.
100%. It has to be something, and it could be something good or bad. Sometimes bad post, like gossips or whatever lah. Something that is worth sharing. So in his mindset, if it's nothing, like, that's why they are very picky in terms of their content, what they want to write. And then he also told me that this similar KOLs out there, or similar YouTubers out there, all of them scramble to find the first person to know about certain things that turns up. Like, for example, if there's this new shopping mall that comes up in KL, right? I want to be the first person to cover it because I want it to be on my post and cover it, and that will be a very good organic post because confirm people will talk about it, right?
It's kind of like chasing the latest trend in the market already. They become a news portal in a way.
Yes.
So that's a different ball game of attractive lah. But Chiwai gave a very good example. Either it's rambutan shaving or Chiwai shaving will be good. I would agree.
What the hell is rambutan?
Either way, it's attractive. It sounds good to me. Okay. Law was saying there is so many people paying for Facebook ads. Won't it be ads overload for viewers, hence lower the conversion of Facebook ads now? That's a very interesting question. But before that, Law, we will keep this as a last. let's bring up this Aman's
Hey,
comment over here. He
Aman's
say
back.
that organic posts needed for brand building and credibility to get sales. You need pay ads. Agree to disagree, but to a certain level, I think that's the right balance. Okay, agree to that. I think that was what Joe was mentioning as well. Now back to Lowe's question. So many ads paying for Facebook ads won't be ads overload. What do you think? Well, that's a very good one. Would they be ads overload?
There were. I mean, if by saying ads overload here, meaning that you are assuming that one person has seen the ads too many times, right?
Or you
And
probably
if-
see too many ads, maybe.
Yeah, maybe one of that reason lah. But if that person who sees too many ads, I don't think that will happen because in terms of Facebook algorithm, they will probably categorize you as under different types of interest. So you won't get overload because most of the ads will be very different. I would say that based on what you are trying to say here is pretty much the frequency of the ads when you see the same ads over and over again. Now, if that happens, yes, it may lower the conversion, and that will be on the advertiser's fault already because that person is not controlling the frequency. And if that happens and if the frequency is too high, then of course, yes, it will reduce the conversion because again, it's pretty much targeting the same people over and over again.
I can take the baton. Too many ads, not frequency. Low is just bringing this up. Too many ads,
yes.
not frequency. Okay.
Right.
My
many
opinion.
different ads,
Okay, I'm actually quoting from the book. We're talking about Facebook blueprint. Okay, according to blueprint, they won't be. Why? Because everybody, how many ads you'll be seeing on a kind of like an average basis is kind of like defined. Facebook will never overload you with too many ads because it would discount your Facebook experience. So that's the last thing Facebook wants because the moment you see too many ads on Facebook, you'll feel that Facebook is boring. So in one way or another, although you do see ads on Facebook, right? But you will still feel that, okay, you can accept because the algorithm is running in the back to do this control. That's why even though there will be a lot of advertisers flocking to the marketplace with different ads and all that, Facebook has this, it's like a bid and auction mechanism. The Facebook ads marketplace, which is determined by a lot of algorithm at the back, which is defining which ads are more likely to get more conversion or more action or more whatever it is, will be ranked higher compared to those of lower quality. So these are a bit of a complex a mechanism at the back. But to answer a simple question, it is as would there be too many ads that people will get swarmed on Facebook and Instagram? My simple answer would be no. Because Facebook would definitely want to control to make sure that the ecosystem is still something that you feel you want to come back to. Because the moment you see too many ads, you will leave. That's the last thing.
The user experience is the most important. User experience.
Just to add, I'm going to show my age this way. Those days, when we were younger, we only had TV, print, and radio. And those days when you're watching TV, a lot of people are complaining, wow, so many ads are in between the show, must wait, and all those stuff. People are complaining already. Fast forward to 2020, 2021, on average, there was a book I read, a human being is bombarded on a daily basis, at least 50,000 messages a day. You have social media, you have emails, you have text, SMS, you have WhatsApp, Telegram, and you still have TV, radio, podcasts, and all those things. So that's why the attention span of a person has been brought down in order for you to actually do well when you're running ads. You got to hook them within 3 seconds. So, but human beings adopt. Those days until now, we didn't change. Nobody complains about too many ads anymore. It becomes part and parcel of life.
Because when you see too many ads on TV, you run away, you go toilet lah. It's 5 minutes, what?
Yeah, then you go toilet, sit down, and then turn on. You put up your smartphones, and then you're watching ads again.
Yeah, it's the same thing. So yeah, I think, but I like the sharing. Thanks, Andrew. So okay, now I think we handle that. And Richard was saying limited inventory, yes, for sure. Higher bid price, yes. I mean that's for sure. Ads are getting more expensive. That's one thing. And we have Bob here. What's up, Bob? And Bob has an issue over here. So
hey, hi, Bob.
Bob actually, was invited in one of our episodes. I actually forgot which one. already, but
LinkedIn. He's
it
on
was
LinkedIn.
so powerful and insightful
Yes.
about LinkedIn. You guys have to go to my YouTube channel and everywhere to go and watch that, right? So Bob has an issue about ad accounts getting disabled frequently, although you're not breaking any rules. I don't know, but based on my experience, Facebook algorithm is crazy, man. My coaching has an ad that totally never mentioned a word like Facebook and Instagram, and they get flagged multiple times because of branded content. I mean, like you're using Facebook brand in the wrong way, kind of thing. But what the hell? There is nothing. So I think we have to keep appealing and speak to the customer service whenever you need to, the concierge service and whatnot, right? But they will do a certain level to help, but nonetheless, it's kind of like sometime every now and then you have this kind of like shaky time where, like Manfred the other day, he was disabled like so many times within a few
5
weeks.
times? Manfred
That's
had
the
5
record
times?
already. That's the record.
Wow,
That's the
your
record.
heart sings now. Wow, totally the account.
Heart sings. Wow, so dramatic, this guy. Anyway, so it happens. So I think we just have to push through that, Bob. I mean, I don't have much advice on this thing. This is the only thing that we do at this point of time. But thanks for
It's a
joining us,
Facebook
Bob.
AI.
Yeah, it's the Facebook.
AI. Besides, there are
LinkedIn.
27 million Facebook advertisers around the world. So can you
Yeah, man.
imagine how they're going to manage it?
It's shit for their customer service, but nonetheless. Anyway, so Arman, last thing is he's talking about education. Too many online education providers. The ads needs to be extra creative and highlighting one way or another. You see, sometimes it's about highlighting the USP, or sometimes it's about getting to the right audience as well. But no, I mean, no objection. I think the so-called whatever statement is valid. I would agree.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah, Manfred.
I think maybe you need to mention more on the benefits rather than your features. That's one very
Correct.
important thing.
Okay, we are coming to the end of it. It's already 11:06. Can you imagine that? We finished 4 questions. Yay! We're so happy. Out of 40,
We are getting better
right?
with timing already nowadays.
Yeah, so
without,
damn good with
without
timing.
even being
But
deliberate.
Manfred, you're up. Let's pull up the
Yep.
website of the week.
Website of the week.
Okay, website of the week is this one. Are you seeing this?
We are bringing this up.
Joinsecret.com.
Oh, what's that, man?
The hell is that?
Okay, well, Jason will put it in Facebook and YouTube. This is the #1 platform for startup deals and resources.
What?
Oh,
Yeah, if you want to use Stripe, $10,000 worth in transaction without fees.
what is similar to what? AppSumo?
No, this is deals.
Yeah, AppSumo.
Oh,
AppSumo
sure.
is also deals.
As well as deals, man? Oh, absolutely. Yeah. This is IBM Clouds. Okay, Microsoft will start up.
Oh,
Oh, interesting, right?
Oh, that's
A
cool.
lot of
That's
funny
interesting.
things.
Yeah,
So
so
for startups, easy money.
Airtable,
Okay,
yes.
so this is I haven't tried it. I just found this thing for today's session only.
So it's still,
WordPress.
it's not a deal comparison.
2020. No, it's not different.
this is really the so-called the some discount codes or whatnot.
Yeah.
Right. Drive.
Yeah.
Wow,
But
okay.
this would be good for those people who needs like resources. I saw like WordPress has 20% discount. Not bad.
Yep.
Okay,
Okay, Jason,
I
can
mean-
you just pass it to the Facebook and YouTube? Have you passed it?
I already put it up.
Join
Thank you.
That's
Thank
cool.
you, Manfred.
Whoa.
That's a very good one. Thanks, Manfred.
Yes.
All right. I mean, that brings us to the end of the show. Wow. Information pack, and I love the engagement coming from you guys. Thank you, everyone who participated in this. And that's the end of the show. As
Has
usual,
Joan put in his contact? Anybody who wants to follow
Joan,
up
you
with
probably
Joan,
have to come into the
can you
show
put
and
up
say
with
hi so that everybody can actually say hi to you.
Sure.
So while Joan is doing that, right, let me actually do a quick roundup of today because this is the 3 Marketeers show. If this is the first time you watch this, you probably want to bookmark either this page or just mark your calendar for every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. That's where 3 of us plus a guest usually. There are several episodes we didn't have a guest, but nonetheless, we always invite interesting people to the show. And we have quite a number of interesting people lining up. And we definitely want you to join us. Like, let's give you guys a quick sneak peek about what's going to happen next week. Next week, we have a super veteran seasoned event manager that actually turned into a certified digital event strategist.
Wow.
So we want to talk about, for sure that the event industry is being hit badly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but this guy can still thrive. So I want to actually bring him up and say how he actually pivoted and eventually, to become where, to actually kind of like still pretty comfortable. In fact, he was not much affected as I spoke to him yesterday. So yeah,
Wow,
I'm
that's
bringing
cool.
this up to, I'm actually putting the link to Joe's Facebook page. This is your
Right.
Facebook page.
Yep.
So guys, if you want to connect with Joe, feel free to go over and go and connect with Joe. And remember, every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. we go live, we go hot here on my Facebook page or
And
my YouTube
YouTube.
channel. Okay, and after that we repurpose into a podcast episode on Apple Podcasts,
Spotify and Apple
Yeah.
iTunes.
and in
Apple
fact other platforms as well. I just
Nice.
realized that it's actually in quite a number of platforms, but nonetheless, you guys go there and subscribe or whatever.
Yeah.
Just listen.
And Manfred is testing out TikTok.
Yeah, man.
Yes. Manfred is our TikTok
Yeah,
guy.
Manfred is our TikTok guy, which kind of like, the guy is doing a lot of things over there. So have to give all the credits to him. If you find our TikTok awesome,
That's
share
Manfred's
them,
work.
right?
100%.
And,
Yes.
100% Manfred's work. All right.
Yeah.
So if you guys need help in terms of like capitalizing on TikTok, this crazy platform, you want to talk to Manfred. In no time, Manfred is gonna be TikTok expert. All right. All right, guys, that pretty much wraps this. Thank you so much for joining us today, and have a good night. See you next Wednesday at the same time, 10 p.m. Thanks. Goodbye.
Have a good evening.